Hey, welcome back. It's Michelle.
And Miguel.
And today we're going to do another art challenge where we mash up two characters from two completely different worlds.
The world of Middle-earth, or Lord of the Rings, and Studio Ghibli. And it's going to be two characters, one being No-Face from Spirited Away, and the other a creature known as the Balrog.
Ooh.
So we hope you enjoy this episode.
We're watching my version of the mashup of the Balrog and No-Face, and when I was first thinking about how to mash up this character, I immediately wanted to make a really scary type design of a creature, just because I thought it would be a really cool opportunity to mash up No-Face when No-Face was like a monster in some part of the film, and just in combination with the Balrog, I thought that would have been a really cool design choice. I initially started off trying to work with the Balrog design, so I kind of have him first, and then having that No-Face, like the traditional mask, I kind of wanted to try to add some more elements of the No-Face, so I added a little blob at the back. In the film of Spirited Away, No-Face was considered like a lonely character, and throughout the film you'll see him basically consuming all kinds of characters, and that's what makes him sort of like a monster towards the end of the film, but in some ways he becomes redeemable once he throws up any of those negative character traits. And so what is interesting to me about No-Face's character is that he's not far from what humans are like in real life, and that as humans and social creatures we tend to mold or act like others to fit into society, and so I think No-Face is not too different from how humans act in a way. So I imagine if No-Face would consume the Balrog, if No-Face existed in the world of Middle-earth, and so he would develop these characteristics of the Balrog. I think what's similar between these two characters is that they're really shadowy figures. They're very they make a really big presence in each of their own respective stories. So, and even when the Balrog kind of shows up at some part of the first film of Lord of the Rings trilogy, he's one of those monsters that I was very impressed by. And this leads me into this question of what makes a monster. On face value, you can talk about a monster can be cruel, it's frightening, it's evil, it's usually a big extraordinary size, and sometimes it's usually a mutant animal of some sort, a creature. In a weird way, I think if we were to talk a little bit about No-Face as a monster, technically No-Face kind of actually consumes others, and he was simply reflecting to those he consumed. So he basically, No-Face was consuming very negative characters that reflected into his outward monster appearance. So No-Face is an interesting character because as humans we can definitely relate to this idea of surrounding yourself with others that could change the way how you act towards others. So if you surround yourself with toxic people, you might be a toxic person yourself. And there's also that saying, you tend to surround yourself, you're more like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So in a weird way, No-Face literally took that to heart when he ate all these people. This was a really fun challenge. I wanted to go above and beyond trying to depict if No-Face, how he would turn into this Balrog outward appearance, and I place him in this space where the Fellowship encounters the Balrog. So hope you enjoyed my version of the Balrog No-Face mashup.
Okay, on my end of the art challenge, combining the Balrog and No-Face from Spirited Away, I start out giving an idea of the appropriate wingspan, and just a fun fact right off the bat, the Balrog is not exactly known to actually have wings. That part is actually speculated. Balrogs in Middle-earth have existed since the First Age, and it just based on movie adaptations, they're fully recognized for being like a dragon almost, but they're actually just giant humanoid creatures who were actually fallen, sort of like fallen angels in the time of creation. They're known as the Maiar, primordial beings that were created in the beginning of the formation of Middle-earth, and they have succumbed to Melkor's reign, and Melkor being like the kind of the equivalent of Satan. And so ever since then, the Balrogs were mainly like demons under Melkor's control. So combining No-Face and the Balrog was easy in a way, but also kind of difficult because there was a lot of detail involved that I gave myself, and I had a lot of fun time just sketching out all the details and then trying to cut back on what I actually want to leave in and take out that what I feel is a little bit too much. But I just try to keep a very consistent motif so that I can keep it simple, kind of just redesigning Balrog but giving No-Face mask, as if to say if the Balrog were to be swallowed up by No-Face, this is what it would look like. So it's the whole design process was simply trying to create a dragon, but a dragon that is highly just really dark in color, since No-Face is primarily like a dark colored ghost with a strange mask. And I added the hair in there as a callback to the movie of Spirited Away, when No-Face started swallowing up a lot of people and grew some hair and a mouth and is just really hungry for a lot of food. So I had a lot more fun actually creating the head of this Balrog No-Face mashup, because it's a nice way to see, okay, what can I do to add in that's like a reference to the movie Spirited Away, and at the same time, how can I make this creature pretty fierce overall, as if to say that if you were to encounter this hybrid Balrog, you could really see how different this is compared to every other Balrog. In the Middle-earth lore, Balrogs are just described as fiery beings surrounded by fire all the time, a lot of, volcanic environments. And so this time I had a lot of fun trying to see how can I make this more unique, but also leave in the fiery elements that is highly familiar in the world of Middle-earth. So I hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.